This is a disturbing story that a lot of people are talking about, so let's get you up to speed. There is big news in the YouTube world this week. Mommy influencer Ruby Franke is officially charged with 6 counts of felony child abuse. Last week, one of her children climbed out of a window and ran to a neighbor's house for help. That is according to a probable cause affidavit. Police found her children malnourished, one of them covered in duct tape with open wounds. The family's YouTube channel has long triggered concerns from viewers over her strict parenting style. That channel has now been deleted by YouTube. And it is just the tip of the iceberg as the family vlogging industry is coming under serious fire these days. NBC's internet culture reporter, Callan Rosenblatt, has been covering this story for weeks. Take us to the beginning, okay? Who is this woman? Where did this come from?
So Ruby Franke is a family YouTuber who is based in Utah.
What is a family YouTuber? Somebody who tells their life story on YouTube to try to give you parenting advice, and they build a business out of it. They get sponsorships.
Yep, they get sponsorships. They show you their kids, their parenting style, maybe products that they use or suggestions on how you could best parent your kids. And that's an industry, as you mentioned, that's come under serious fire because it's been accused of exploiting children, of taking advantage of children and using children to profit. And that's a concern that was here with Ruby Franke. Ruby Franke was accused of abusing her children. People would get concerned over videos in which she claimed that she withheld food from her children. She made one child sleep on a beanbag for 7 months because she took his bedroom away as a punishment. And now we're finding out that neighbors have been calling Child Protective Services on her for a long time. I even spoke with one woman who called Child Protective Services, said they did a wellness check, nothing ever happened, and they are just relieved that these kids did not come out of that house in body bags.
That is crazy. Okay. And so during this, so there's been months and months and months of criticism, yet YouTube left it up there. Have they given an answer as to why?
Yeah, so YouTube told me in a statement that effectively they have removed the channel because it did violate the terms of service and that Ruby Franke can never again access YouTube. However, this channel was removed a few months ago. She was working with another woman who's also been arrested on child abuse charges on another channel called Connections. That channel was just removed by YouTube, and they said it is because of these charges that were brought, of the arrest that happened last week. That is now bringing light to these channels and is the reason that YouTube has removed them. However, fans have been concerned for a long time, and viewers have been raising concerns for a long time, and they also want to know, why didn't YouTube step in sooner with this Connections channel?
Her sisters have now spoken out about these charges. What are they saying?
Her sisters have effectively said that they're happy that the children have gotten help, that, you know, they did everything within their power legally to help. And we have a lot of questions about what does that mean? What does it mean? Did you try to get these children help? They're not speaking out beyond those statements. There was a YouTube video that one of the sisters posted. It has since been deleted. We don't know why it's been deleted, but people want answers as to why not only did the family not step in, did CPS not step in when these allegations and these issues have been on YouTube for years, that Ruby Franke, in her own words, was posting these things to YouTube. Why didn't anyone step in sooner, especially when neighbors were furious about the treatment?
Have we heard from her? What is she saying?
Ruby has not made a statement yet. She is still in custody. She has a pretrial hearing tomorrow, along with what I believe is her co-defendant, Jodi Hildebrandt. Jodi Hildebrandt, again, also charged with child abuse charges, 6 child abuse charges for each woman.
Oh my God, these are very, very extreme examples, but the family vlogging universe is massive, right? There are families, there are parents all over the country, all over the world, making this content day in and day out, and they're pushing their kids. Are there any protections for them? Because, you know, in some aspects, yes, people say, no, this has turned into a great family business, but at the same time, these are children.
This has been a huge...
Right? The entertainment industry has all sorts of laws to protect children who are paid actors. But when it's a parent and the kids aren't getting paid, but they're the product, who's protecting them?
That's the real question here. Who is protecting these children? This is an unregulated industry. Some people still refer to it as the Wild West. There are no regulations in place. For example, in Hollywood, there's the Coogan Law, which means that a child will get a portion of the money that they made when they turn 18. That doesn't exist on YouTube. There's no law protecting a child that means they're going to get any of the income, that they're going to be protected. They're on 24/7. These kids are forced to work on these channels 24/7. And by work, some of the parents, I think, can validate in their head or say, you know, my child enjoys YouTube. They like being on YouTube. I'm making a ton of money and I'm giving them a beautiful life, but the child can't consent to this.
Okay, but isn't this crazy? Child labor laws don't protect these children.
Exactly.
Because they're not getting paid anything for the work that they're doing, because the parents are going, it's not work, it's just our lifestyle.
Exactly. And that is why advocates have been calling for regulations in this industry. There are lots of people who hate the family vlogger space, who think it is exploitative, who don't feel the children can ever consent to the work that they're doing, which obviously they cannot. And so they're calling for stricter regulation. There are court cases about this. They're going through now. There's a court case about this YouTuber called Piper Raquel, and there's some debate if that will create, new regulation or law, if that will be the start of this. But even, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, there were channels that were, pranking their children and then losing custody of their children because the pranks were so extreme. I mean, this is not new. It's been going on for years, and people are just waiting for something to spark the regulations, and it just hasn't happened yet, but people want it now.
I don't know. Maybe children climbing out of windows, asking for help and food should spark something. Thank you so much for your reporting.